So if you run a coaching business, an info product business, if you sell courses, if you sell some sort of paid newsletter or guides or a school group or anything like that, this one book will show you basically everything that you need to know to run your whole business, increase your sales, and even scale to 7, 8, or 9 figures if that's what you want to do. I read this book earlier this year. I had kind of seen people talking about it a little bit. I saw one coach who said, this book is like my blueprint for building my business, and everything I do in my business is based off of what was taught in this book. And I was like, okay, I got to check this book out. And I read it, and it was amazing. There was stuff in there that I had never heard of before. And it kind of had it was everything, right? Like I saw why that coach said, this is my blueprint for my business. This book, you may have heard of it. It's one of I would say that it's one of the lesser known, but still kind of well-known business books. It's not like a Hormozi book or Cialdini's Influence or anything like that. It's not something that everybody's heard of. But if you're watching this video, you may have heard of it. And I've read dozens of business books. I've read probably 150 different psychology books right now. If I could recommend you just one book to read, if you're running a coaching business, info product business, it's this book by a wide margin. In fact, I was thinking about making, originally when I was going to make this video, it was going to be, these are my 7 favorite books for coaches and course creators, info product creators. And then I said, I really don't want to talk about any other books. I just want to talk about this book. So this video is about one book. And it was written by an entrepreneur who started multiple 9-figure businesses. I think he started 6 of them. He's also started a bunch of 8-figure, 7-figure businesses. And he's kind of he says in the book, they're all kind of the same. When you know how to start one business, you know how to start any business. And the book goes over everything. It says, this is how you make good products to sell. This is how you build an audience. This is how you grow your sales numbers. This is how you scale to the $1 million, $10 million, and $100 million mark, if that's what you're into. So what is the book that I've hyped up so much? Well, drum roll. It's Ready, Fire, Aim by Michael Masterson. And I recommend reading the whole book. It's like 300 pages. I read it in about a week. It's not a huge read. It's not like War and Peace or anything. But it's not like $100 million offers where it's just like a tiny little thing you can get through in a day. You do have to kind of get through it. But it's highly, highly worth it. If you don't want to read the whole book right this second, here's my kind of 5-minute summary. It says marketing, it's split into the front end and the back end, right? And the front end is where you acquire your customers. You figure out what your best product is, and then you put it in front of new customers, people who haven't bought from you. Maybe they've been following you on social media for a little while, but they've never actually paid for something. And you sell them, you figure out what's the thing that I have that sells the best, that people want most, and you sell people that. And this does 2 things. It kind of gives you, the big thing is it gives you their contact info, right? You can email them again. Back in Michael Masterson's day when he was starting out, you would just actually physically mail somebody more marketing materials and say, hey, since you like this other thing, maybe you'll like this thing too. So how do you find the winning product? You want to test as many as you can, and then whatever the winner is, use that. All right, and you can test. He says test products on the back end, and a really, really good back end product is likely to be a good front end product. There are caveats to that, of course, because it has to be something that doesn't require a lot of trust, which usually means that it has to be fairly inexpensive. So the less it costs, the better. You can sell it with ads, you can sell it with content, you can sell it with affiliate marketing, anything else really, anything that gets this product in front of people, just do it and get people on your email lists, and then hit them with back-end marketing, right? And then ideally you want to break even or better when you do this, but if you take a small loss, it's okay, because you can make up for it on the back end 10 to 100 times over. So the back end is where you make all of your money. The back end basically means selling stuff to your existing customers, right? I don't remember if this is an exact quote, but I had it written down in my notebook that I was taking when I was taking notes on this book when I was reading it. The more somebody buys today, the more they'll want to buy tomorrow is kind of the ethic. So you want to sell stuff to your existing customers. You want to sell lots of stuff to your existing customers. You want to create high-ticket offers, things that are wildly expensive, more expensive than you think people will be willing to pay, and you want to sell them that. Right, and he says like even just test something. Even if you think nobody on their right mind would buy something from you for like 20 grand or so, just test it and see what happens. You want to upsell stuff. You want to create a buying frenzy where people just they really want to buy stuff. They've got money burning a hole in their pocket and they really like you and they're having fun and they just want to buy. And so the book kind of shows you how to do that. The ethic is you identify your best customers, you take good care of them, you make sure that you're giving them good products and good customer service, and then you sell them as much stuff as you can. And you already have a list of people who have bought from you before. This is good because like you know they have money to spend, you know they're interested in what you're selling, and they already have an existing relationship with you. So if you just create more products, you send people more sales messages, and then collect their payment info again, then you can make a lot of money. So the book says that, and Michael Masterson, he talks about how he has separate teams for front end and back end marketing, and they talk to each other, but one team is working on the front end, one team is working on the back end. That's kind of the big division in his mind of kind of what marketing is and what separates it. And you want separate teams. If you're the front end marketing team for your business, which most people are, who is your back-end marketing team? I see a lot of coaches neglecting this. They have this huge email list that they just never email, and they know that, hey, if I just email this, if I sell my offer, then I'll make more money. But they don't do it because they're busy, and life gets in the way, and they're creating content, and they want to hang out with their family, and that's all understandable. If that's you, I can do your back-end marketing for you on a commission-only basis. So I will not ask you for a setup fee. I will not ask you for a retainer. I will not ask you for a deposit. Hey, once I make you money, I'll take a cut of the sales. I will do this by running promos to your email list. They will be written in your brand voice and your tone. They will sound like you. They will be about building the relationship that you have with your email list, because that's really important, as Michael Masterson says. And what I do is also structured to take the lowest amount of your time possible. So I'm not going to say that I can do it all without you looking at it at all, because it's your business. I will need to get to know it. So usually what it looks like is I'll hop on like a 1-hour call with you at the beginning, and then we'll have some like email back and forth as it goes on. But this will not take up a lot of your time. This is working with me is designed to, like, you don't have to think about it until you're cashing the check, basically. So if you want to learn more about that, you can visit my website at theoseeds.com/promos. I will put a link in the description of this video where you can click on that. I will also put a link in the description where you can buy a copy of Ready, Fire, Aim. It's not an affiliate link. I just really think that everybody who runs an info product business should read this book because it's that good. And yeah, if the spirit moves you, I definitely recommend reading it. So have a great day and take care, and thanks for watching this video.